RPR 180 Literary Practice Test. Ready? Here we go. From the start, Westways and the Auto Club have inspired travel to our national parks. At the dawn of the 20th century, the auto tour was the province of the well-to-do, but the Model T, the moving assembly line, and a culture of mass consumption centered on the auto would change, driving into a more elite pursuit by the end of the 1920s. Another such factor was the Auto Club's member magazine, which began publishing in 1909. Its title, Touring Topics, plainly indicated its main purpose, highlighting journeys and destinations for fun driving. A new emphasis on travel in American society also contributed to this change of the auto from elite extravagance to popular need. For most Americans, leisure time was a new concept in the early 20th century. In response to the pace and demands of urban life, the new city dwellers developed an ever-expanding culture of play to compensate. The arid Southwest gave many opportunities for active leisure and outdoor recreation, which gave a means for economic development based on tourism. As one very keen observer noted in 1931, the recreational potential of national parks and national forests was a major resource for the region. Fun was propelling the economy, and Americans saw driving as fun in and of itself, especially if it was combined with a destination that promised more of the same. The Auto Club's maps, road signs, and member magazine played a key role in the emergence of the tourist economy based on outdoor recreation. Starting in 1913, when the federal government first contemplated building a road to Yosemite Valley, the Auto Club just published maps and magazine stories about the popular destinations. Between 1928 and 1981, when the Auto Club commissioned original art for the cover of the member magazine, Western national parks were the most often recurring theme. Yosemite appeared 5 times, the Grand Canyon 4 times, Crater Lake in Oregon, and the Grand Tetons of Wyoming twice, and 9 other western parks once. In 1950, to mark the 50th anniversary of the Auto Club, the national parks appeared on the cover of every issue in a series of watercolors by many artists, including Bryce Canyon by Phil Drake, Crater Lake by Maurice Logan, and Sequoia National Park by Vanessa Held. Even during the worst years of the Great Depression from 1930 to 1934, tourists spent more than $27 million in the national parks and monuments of California, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, and Utah. Over the same period, the U.S. government spent $29 million in salaries and costs for park operations, which added a great infusion of money into the Southwest economy. Revenues from vacation travel closely rivaled the income from truck farming and the sale of fruit and grain products of the region. Franklin Roosevelt's New Deal solidified the construction of the Southwest as a vast recreational landscape where the value of play met with popular notions of the Old West as an emotional escape valve. The U.S. government employed tens of thousands of people to build roads, bridges, campgrounds, and lodges in the national parks and national forests, as well as the roads that made these new facilities accessible from population centers. As city dwellers spent their newly won vacation time traveling by auto, the national parks and national forests of the American West ranked highest as their favorite destinations. The decisions to change the name of the Auto Club magazine to Westways in 1934 was based on more recognition of the importance of leisure, recreation, and auto tours through nice vistas. As the editor, Phil Town Hanna, explained the new title to its readers under its new banner, the magazine would reflect the romance, adventure, great scenic attractions, and vast wonderlands of the American West. The national parks helped with the interests of Auto Club members, the magazine's goals, and the trajectory of vacation culture in the American West. More than any other subject, national parks captured the many different values of personal renewal through contact with nature and the conquest of distance by means of modern auto technology. Recreational tourism was a crucial part of the emerging regional economy based on the development of a network of roads and bridges with Los Angeles as the hub. The technological transformation of the West went far beyond road construction to include rural electrification and massive water projects. Tourism represented the retail component of this larger trend, connecting individual consumers with the newly accessible landscapes, and the member magazines and the Auto Club served a central role in promoting it to a mass audience. Shortly after the National Park Service was started in 1916, its director, Stephen Mather, helped to form the National Park-to-Park Highway Association. Its role was to coordinate the work of local people who promoted new roads for access to the roads parks. In 1920, AAA and the Park Service sponsored a 76-day, 5,000-mile dedication tour along a route that connected 12 parks in 11 states, mostly unpaved with large detours around rivers that had no bridges. It was more dream than reality. The Auto Club created the first maps of the roads linking the national parks, including this one in the background. And that will conclude our RPR 180 literary practice test.